Let's get into the next topic. I want to understand, how did you all manage with the monies? Your accounts were frozen. How did you all manage the money? How did you do the campaign?
When these accounts were frozen, I think there was a lot of trepidation, lot of uh, doubt in people's mind whether Congress will be able to contest or not. And we have
Correct.
told you that we have done alternative arrangements, and I cannot reveal it on the public platform. But now people understand. But let us not forget that this election, there was a huge resource crunch. We made up for that crunch by better management of this election. But I can put it on record that for first three phases, we did not have a single hoarding anywhere in the country because we had no money. Our first hoarding came up in fourth phase. Our outdoor campaign did not begin till fourth phase. It is we made up for that through our strategy that we made a better use of social media, we made a better use of television medium. So people actually have not noticed that. But the fact remains that none of our workers, observers, were even paid tickets to go to the constituencies they were allotted to. There was a huge resource crunch, but yes, we knew that people who want to defeat BJP government, people who do not want Modi to be the dictator that he had proved to be second term, they were willing to support us. They were willing to
Correct.
support us, and that is why. And I can tell you, there were many days which were very tense days. But finally, it is people and supported by people who wanted democracy to survive. They supported Congress party. I cannot say beyond this on a public platform.
Fair
But
enough.
on that day also, when the accounts were frozen, we had told that we will be able to contest the elections. Yes, it was very difficult. Yes, there were many areas where we could have plugged. And if we had little more freedom to contest this election on a level playing field, the tally of BJP would not have been 240. Because 240 was an outcome of a blitzkrieg by BJP, supported by the entire mainstream media, that there's no challenge to Modi, that there's no alternative to Modi, that opposition is only doing a routine job for just registering a presence. It's a non-election. They have no chance to win. And the cadres of the political parties were demotivated in that in beginning. They were depressed because of this social media and media blitzkrieg by BJP, that it's a one-sided affair. And I had told you in that, and I distinctly remember that our only challenge was to motivate our cadres that there's an election on hands, and this election we can win. It took us some time to motivate our cadres, but once they were motivated, I think rest is history.
Correct. Rest is history. Gurdeep, tell me, we had seen a lot of people jump from Congress to BJP, Congress to Shiv Sena. At one point in time, we wondered whether Congress even had an ideology, or congressmen, not Congress. Congress had ideology, but congressmen, did they even have an ideology? Because it was so easy for them to jump. Now, after all this, after your resounding victory, or I mean, whatever your comeback, I would say, I would still not call it victory, but a comeback. Do you think the people have come together? Do you think congressmen have come together? Are you seeing the glimpse of that old Congress?
Sujit, one of the biggest takeaway of this election is that we have a Congress party which is ideologically aligned. Now, there's no confusion in the party. People who are in the party now know that this is the Congress party's ideology, which has been very clearly spelled out by Rahul Gandhi, which has been very clearly spelled out by our Congress president, Shri Kharge. And because ideologies are always asserted in difficult times, when you are in power, there's always a tendency that other things take preference. Congress party was power for 55 long years in this country. And when you are in power for that longer period, people join party for other reasons also. It is happening to BJP, it will happen to every single party in the world who's in power.
Correct.
But once we had a direct challenge from RSS, where RSS put forward its own ideology, where RSS wants a nation which is as per their own vision, then the Congress went back to drawing board, placed its ideology before people, before its cadre. And today, I think this is the biggest achievement that Congress party is streamlined along its ideological lines. And that will now continue because what was missing was the ideological clarity, what we stand for. Because many people, as you said, they did not identify themselves with this line. But now that has happened. And be this confidence that we have a space in Indian politics. Our ideology is a counterpole to RSS ideology. That confidence has come back. That confidence was there during freedom struggle. During freedom struggle, Congress was propagating its own ideology, and RSS Hindu Mahasabha were very aggressive in their Hindutva ideology. But people chose Congress ideology because we were on the grassroots presenting a vision of new India, which was for everyone, where there were equal rights, where there were right to protest, where there was right to freedom of speech, where there was vote for everybody, where everyone had equal fundamental rights, where RSS never talked about these things. So naturally, people supported Congress ideology that time, and Congress ruled for 55 years. Now, once RSS became the dominant force, the counter response to that has also been sharpened. The counter response to that has also found a space and voice in Indian society. So I think the biggest takeaway is this only, that yes, there's an ideology which is opposite to RSS ideology. There's a vision of India which is opposite to RSS vision. There's a constitution of India which has come out of that ideology, and that constitution became the rallying point in this election. I remember in September, October, I was talking to some very famous people who are into election analysis. And when we said that constitution will be an issue in this election, so they were just laughing it away. How can constitution be an election issue? But I think they do not realize that in this country, there's a great deal of inequality. Inequality, not just economic, but there's also geographical inequality, there's also caste inequality, there's also gender equality. At every level, the inequality is all pervasive. And the constitution is the only guarantee that someday this inequality will be wiped off. And those people believe in constitution. When they saw that there's a threat to constitution, this constitution became the election narrative. And today, with satisfaction, I can say that what we thought about Indian society ultimately proved out to be true.
I just want to let my viewers know that you had your accounts were frozen. There were media that refused to carry your ads. They said they will not carry Congress ads. You had a very limited budget, limited resources. Acha, over and above that, you had a strategist who went out in the middle of the election when the election was going on, when there was an ECI restriction on talking numbers, who went out and actually not just said that BJP is coming back with not just 303 but possibly more, also said that Rahul Gandhi should step aside and let somebody else now lead the party. Okay, they said that West Bengal number 2 and so on and so forth. Lot of things he said. And that was echoed in the exit poll. Gurdeep, how did all of this affect the Congress party? How did it affect the people on ground? And what? Why? How come you guys were so confident that nahi hoga ye?
Sujit, number one, we knew that the mainstream media was totally uncooperative. Our three leaders were campaigning every day. Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge, Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi. Every day they were out doing rallies. If you see the coverage, our rallies were being covered in 2 columns, 3 columns in a single news. And in the same newspaper, there were 7, 8, 9, 10 news of Prime Minister Modi's election rallies. And I'm not talking of other leaders. And कांग्रेस का तो फिर भी 2-3 कॉलम में छप रहा था. Other India Alliance leaders were just invisible in mainstream media. Nobody was talking about their campaign. And on top of that, it is not just newspapers who decided not to, who said they'll not print our ads. Our initial 2-3 ads were dropped. That because newspapers said they won't print it. Even IPL platform, and I can share with you that for first 2 days of IPO, we had put out ads on IPL platform. And then IPL, the channel comes up and says that they will not run political ads because our ads were having impact. So the political ads were pulled out. That even that platform was taken away from us. So, but we all along knew that this is going to happen. We knew this is going to happen. And this election is not just a defeat for the fascist ideology, it is also the defeat for psephologists, exit polls, and this mainstream media. I don't use the word Godi media, but this mainstream media, it stands fully exposed before people of India. Do you think in future people will ever believe this media? No, they'll not. For a long time to come, maybe for next 10 years, 15 years, till our next generation becomes young, this will be remembered by everyone. How mainstream media tried to steal the mandate in a democracy. How the psephologists, the experts, as you say, they tried to steal the mandate and they tried to mislead people using their past credibility. I think they all have lost the credibility in this election. And after this election, why there's a Mr. Modi is again the Prime Minister. But why we are happy? Because now we know that people of India have concluded few things. And people of India have concluded A, Hindutva has peaked. There's politics beyond Hindutva politics. B, people have concluded that mainstream media misleads. C, people have concluded that the psephologists and experts are the frontmen or hatchetmen for a particular party. And people have concluded that whatever marketing you may do, whatever the agencies you might use, whatever institutions you may control, still in India, there's a democratic space which can be asserted and through which this country can be brought on tracks. This confidence has come back. And this confidence will now count in days and years to come now. And that is why the democracy has won in this election. It is not that Congress has got 100 seats or India Alliance has got 235 seats. No. This confidence in democracy, the faith in democracy has revived. And that is there. So when you say how we reacted to it, we knew all this. When we designed our campaign, this was all factored in. When we designed our campaign, we decided that we'll try to have a counter narrative this time and we'll try to set up the narrative. Because Modi had run out of ideas. You see, in his entire campaign. And we did not react to his campaign. We stuck to our line. We stuck to our line, Mehengai, Berozgari, Arakshan, Samvidhan. These were the 4 issues on which this election was contested. And we knew if we stick to our line, they will have no response. Because after 10 years in power, and after pushing their ideology, which is a non-democratic ideology, to put it mildly, they cannot fight us on these platforms. And this is what happened.
Stay ahead with our cutting-edge news app. Instantly access the latest shorts in just 1 minute and breaking news in just 50 words. Download now for a smarter, faster news experience.